day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy the stock. Then you have two people on the show, one guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals, you follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grande.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com. What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%. Lumber's up 67%. Heating oil, what, 60%? Gasoline, 55%? I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com.
Easter eggs can be hidden treasures that are fun to discover by chance. But finding financial Easter eggs in the stock market takes experience. Secure your future with smart financial guidance from Phil Grande. Now is the perfect time to have peace of mind when investing at philsgang.com.
We give you the truth, the direction, and that's what you need. Listen to me on my radio show each day and also on my Rumble and YouTube channel podcast. philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
There's a lot of noise out there in the financial world. Bank failures, interest rates, bonds versus stocks. It's a lot. That's why it's important to find a voice of reason that can guide you through these volatile times. Phil Grande and philsgang.com is where you can find honest, helpful guidance to successful investing.
Get the knowledge and understand how the market really works.
And for a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Easter eggs can be hidden treasures that are fun to discover by chance. But finding financial Easter eggs in the stock market takes experience. Secure your future with smart financial guidance from Phil Grande. Now is the perfect time to have peace of mind when investing at philsgang.com.
We give you the truth, the direction, and that's what you need. Listen to me on my radio show each day and also on my Rumble and YouTube channel podcast. philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. There's a lot of noise out there in the financial world. Bank failures, interest rates, bonds versus stocks. It's a lot. That's why it's important to find a voice of reason that can guide you through these volatile times. Phil Grande and philsgang.com is where you can find honest, helpful guidance to successful investing.
Get the knowledge and understand how the market really works.
And for a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy the stock. Then you have two people on the show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals, you follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grande.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
The Fed's balance sheet out, which we're looking to closely to see how much borrowing banks are doing from the Federal Reserve. And the balance sheet did rise again by $94 billion. Not as much as last week, which went up by nearly $300 billion. So,
all right. You know, it's amazing what's going on. First, they've been trying to manipulate. If you know how the bond market works, you know exactly what to buy. Okay? They started to manipulate the tech stocks. They kept on pushing the bond market down. Print money. The Federal Reserve, here's how it works, contacts the Treasury, print money for me. They deliver the money to the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve spreads the money out among their investment banks. Most of the time it's J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Citi, and maybe Bank of America. And they take that money and they go into the Treasury auction. And at the auction, they'll bid because they want to get the yields down. The 10-year Treasury yield, which remember, that is what identifies what you're going to pay for your mortgage, your 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. So they try to get that down. Now, it's not so much to get it down to start the mortgage business again. It's so the Fed gets it down so they can justify dropping their Fed rate back to zero. Well, they're not doing that. They can't do that. And that's why this thing won't work. So what they're doing is stealth QE. So they've gone back to QE, but they don't tell anybody. That's exactly what they're doing, going back to what they did in 2008. But the difference is they don't have the key part of the formula I talked about last week. In order to get these stocks to really rock again, like they did from 2008 to November 2022, you got to have both components work at the same time. You got to have the 10-year Treasury yields going down, and then you got to have the Fed rates. We're at 5%. You got to get them back to zero. Well, they're not doing that. They're raising the rates. So whatever happens, it's canceling out whatever good that we're getting from the 10-year Treasury yields going down. Now, what they've been doing, and I've been telling my members this, I showed them how every day you got to watch that Fed rate. And when they push the Fed yield down, then you go and buy tech stocks. We call them swing trades until they turn into a position trade. You start out first with a swing trade, then you go to a position trade. So that's what we've been doing. Now what they've been doing is, now that they've accomplished that, they were scared to death that the tech stocks, the Qs, were going to drop below the 50 and the 200-day moving average. Just look at it on your chart. Just put up the Qs, and you can see clearly what's going on. Okay, here, let's just do it. We'll put up the Qs here. I mean, it's amazing how they've been manipulating this. So you can see the Qs, if you go back to March 10th, That was the end of that Friday. It dropped below the 50 and 200-day moving average, was ready to collapse, and all of a sudden they, boom, moved it right back up. And that's when I said to my members, start buying the FANGs, your Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Netflix, any of those stocks, or our favorites, which are Google, Meta, okay, with Apple and Microsoft. Just buy those. Last week, again, I said to my new member, just buy QQQ and buy the Apple. They're all going to go up because they're going to try to rally the bond market first to get it above that 50 and 200-day moving average. And when they get comfortable with that, guess what they're going to do next? And you can see it today. They're letting the yields continue to go up. Well, we're done. They're done with the tech stocks. So you don't buy tech stocks right now. In fact, you start taking some profits on the tech stocks. So if you're in Apple or you're in Netflix or you're in Amazon or Microsoft, start taking profits in the techs because they're going to start taking money from the tech stocks and they're going to rotate it to the banks. So what they're doing is trying to force the yields now instead of going down. Remember, we were at 4.1% on those yields, somewhere around there, not exactly, but let's use 4.1, and now we're 3.5. Now they're pushing the yields up. So the yields were up Friday. Starting Friday afternoon, the yields up. We closed the day up. And then today, pre-market, they were up. And then they continue to go up, which tells us they now are working on pushing the bank stocks up. Because the bank stocks, they want to move them higher now after they got slaughtered last week. So, as I told my members, now you want to be in some of the bank stocks. It's so easy. You know exactly what they're doing if you understand the bond market. So, I told my members today now to buy J.P. Morgan, do a swing trade on J.P. Morgan. Matter of fact, I think we bought that last week too. Yeah, Scout this morning we did it early. Yeah, this morning early we said let's buy J.P. Morgan because you can see what they're doing. So no longer are they fighting to put yields down, just the opposite now. They want to push the yields up to get the bank stocks up. Remember, your bank stocks go up with high yields, and your tech stocks go up with low yields. So they're done with the tech. Now they're rotating to the banks. J.P. Morgan is a good swing trade. And then what we'll do is we'll change from a swing trade to a position trade if it works. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that the bank stocks are going to fall again, make new lows before we get the opportunity to go from a swing trade to a position trade. You look at Goldman Sachs, beautiful swing trade, but you definitely don't go in and buy a position trade. You got to be out of your mind. Although they're telling you to do that on TV, which you don't listen to them. You got to be out of your mind to listen to them. Citigroup is another swing trade, another good swing trade. So you can pick any of those today and do a swing trade, okay? But don't buy them as an investment because they're going to go right back down. And my Pro 2 shows clearly, okay, we got a good swing trade on Citi, good swing trade on Goldman Sachs. You got a good swing trade on J.P. Morgan. J.P. Morgan and Citi are really the two good ones. But when you look at the Pro 2, it's all solid red. It's telling you not to buy it as an investment. That's the beautiful thing about the Pro 2 color-coded chart because it tells you, don't go in as an investment. Now, somebody's going to jump in and buy Citi as an investment today. Are you out of your mind? This rally's only going to last 3-4 days in these bank stocks, and they're going to collapse again. So you got to know what the hell you're doing, okay? Bank of America, another swing trade. That's a nice swing trade if you want that as a swing trade. Wells Fargo, another nice swing trade. And when you look at our Pro 1, they're all set up for perfect swing trade. The banks, just like last week, the tech stocks, our tech stocks, NVIDIA, which was a semi, was great. We had a nice Pro 2 position, on Pro 2. I'm just looking at, here it is. Yeah, position on Pro 2. Matter of fact, Pro 2 has gone from $177 up to now $266. That's been a great stock. And that's a semiconductor. And then our tech stocks, our Apple had a nice run. Amazon had a nice run. Okay, but those, if you're going in and buy those now, you got to be out of your mind. You got to be taking profits on Apple, and you go buy Citi. You take profits. Now, it doesn't mean you get out of them totally. It's just you take profits on Apple, put some of the money in your pocket, and then invest some of the money into Citi. You take money out of Microsoft, and you take some of the money, put it in your pocket, and put some in J.P. Morgan as a swing trade. So if you know what you're doing, it's a good market. That's what you love about volatility. It gives you opportunity you otherwise never get. So join my gang, free, for 10 days. Check it out. It works, believe me. I'll be right back after this break.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from. All that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Warning: Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60-70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe looked at every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this. But it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
Philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. You know, I always tell my members they got to learn how to read the bond market. It's really easy, really simple. We could get a fifth grader to do it. I'm serious. I'm not being sarcastic. You could. It's not hard at all. Okay, and that backed up by our Pro 2 color-coded chart, it works. Now, what I did last week, I sent out an alert to my members on the 22nd and the 23rd. That was what, Thursday and Friday? Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, Wednesday and Thursday last week. I said they're going to start rotating now to the banks. They're going to start rotating to the banks. So I had them buy. I said, watch Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley. Watch your two ETFs, XLF, that's for the big banks. KRC for the small mid-cap banks. I mean, KRE rather. And then on the 23rd, I said JP Morgan. I put JP Morgan in to watch. So we were way ahead of everybody on shorting the banks. That's right. We started to short the banks. We were way ahead of everybody on shorting the banks and shorting the tech stocks. And now we were way ahead on buying them back. These are called swing trades. Now, it's not day trading, okay? And so we were ahead of everybody on selling the banks short and selling the tech stocks short. And they all dropped. Then we were ahead of everybody on buying the bank stocks. Everybody started talking about buying the bank stocks today. We already told our members on the 22nd and 23rd that this would happen and start buying these bank stocks. So my point is, it's not hard to do to anticipate. I mean, everything in business is anticipate. You got to anticipate. If you're a retail store, you got to be able to be a successful retail store. You got to anticipate trends, right? Or you're a restaurant or anything else. It's all about anticipating, okay? And so the one thing you learn, the two great tools we have in Anticipate that work really together are the bond market, looking at the 10-year Treasury, and our Pro 2 color-coded chart. Now, for example, if you take the stocks that we're talking about here, if you're taking... let's see, in gold, and I told them too today that gold would start going down to take profits on gold. We said that on Friday, that gold will start going down because there's going to be a rotation in money here, okay? So let me just get my banks up here. So we had, here's the tech stocks. So the tech stocks, okay, those stocks we caught nicely, okay, on the way up. Apple, Microsoft, we caught them all. And then we caught them on the way down, too. So those are all Microsoft, Apple. What date was it I told everybody to buy the Qs and buy Apple? That was on the, I think that was on March 17th, I think, somewhere in there. So 13th to the 17th, I should start buying the Apple especially Apple and the Qs. I said everybody's going to buy the Qs, and every tourist is going to buy Apple. Now, if you wanted to buy Microsoft, I also said you could buy Microsoft, but you don't need all three. You just need the Qs and Apple. That's plenty, and you'll make money. And that's exactly what happened. Those all went up nicely. Okay, Apple, we had a nice run on Apple. It started around 151 to 1. Right now it's around 158, 159. And that's a nice little 5%. That was since March 16th. Very little risk. It turned green. Okay. And we also, and the nice thing was the bond market was going down. Not the bond market, the yields were going down. You got to remember, yields going down. Yields go down, these bank stocks, these Apple stocks and tech stocks go up. Now, the bank stocks, people are rotating money out of the tech stocks, and now they're rotating into the bank stocks. You can see it clear. And here's the ones we gave them. Here's JP Morgan. We did really well with that. These are all swing trades now. J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs. They haven't turned green on Pro 2 yet. These are just swing trades. Okay, Morgan Stanley, all of those. So, all right, listen to this. I want you to listen to this. This is unbelievable what's going on here.
So this is tremendous. So the commercial real estate loan market is $1.5 trillion. In 3 years, that paper is going to come due. When that paper comes due, people are going to have to refinance. They're going to be refinancing at double or more to what they were paying before, and values are going to be lower. That's a disaster. So today, if regulators don't get a handle on what that looks like today, that's something really that everybody as investors need to be focused on, because that could be bigger than the actual financial crisis itself.
That's correct. Here's another one.
Well aware of the concentrations people have in commercial real estate.
Right.
I really don't think it's comparable to this. The banking system is.
What an idiot! What an idiot this guy is. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But here's what I said about the commercial real estate. When was this? This was in COVID. In COVID, I said commercial real estate. Oh, here. This is nuts. Everybody's going home to work, right? And you got all this commercial real estate. Especially look in New York, Chicago, all empty. Now, you tell me that the people who are leasing aren't just walking away for their leases. Of course they are. They're doing that here in Sarasota. So, again, it's always, you got to anticipate. You got to be ahead. You can't be chasing. When you listen to these dummies, these fake business networks, they're always buy that, buy this, buy that, buy in a dip. You're getting killed. How's that worked out for you, buying in a dip, listening to Kramer and the rest of them? Hasn't worked out well, because you'll never make money following these people. Never. You can't. You got to buy before anybody else buys, and you got to sell before anybody else sells. It's really simple. But the majority, 85% of people lose money in the market because they don't do that. 85% of the people take a notepad and listen to these morons, these dopes, on these financial shows on TV, write down what they say, and they follow them. And they wonder why they always lose money. And the damn market's no good, I'm getting out. It's not the market. The market's fine. The problem is you got to decide if you want to be in the stock market. Like driving a car, you had to learn how to drive a car. Well, if you want to be in the stock market, you got to learn how to drive the stock market. It's that simple. Join my gang free for 10 days.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. When the stock market is volatile, how do you invest intelligently?
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. There's no need for you to be panicking in a market that goes up 800 points one day, 700 points, then it goes down again. All you need is good advice, need good direction. You don't get that from your CNBC and the Fox Business and all these crazy shows. You don't. Here's what you get from them. Thank you, Jim Cramer. But this is something this really bugs me. Listen to this.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What? Their responsibility is to their partners and shareholders and not to you? Check my site out, philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need the experience of Phil Grandy. at philsgang.com.
What a difference it makes in your financial life. philsgang.com. It works.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. There's a lot of noise out there in the financial world. Bank failures, interest rates, bonds versus stocks. It's a lot. That's why it's important to find a voice of reason that can guide you through these volatile times. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com is where you can find honest, helpful guidance to successful investing.
Get the knowledge and understand how the market really works.
And for a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you a fan of the Phil's Gang radio show? Then you should check out philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Hey, good afternoon, gang. It's Steve Celeste here with philsgang.com. Just wanted to tell you how to get engaged with Phil's Gang and how to become part of the Phil's Gang membership or how to try us for 10 days free. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's www.philsgang.com and click on Get Started at the top of the website. Click on the big red banner that says Working Investor 10-day free trial, and that's all you got to do. And hey, while you're at the website, why not stop by our gift shop, see if there's something in there for you or for somebody you know. All right, thanks, and back to you, Phil.
Okay, Steve. So a couple weeks ago, we again started to short the banks before anybody else was shorting them. I shouldn't say everybody, I don't know, maybe other people shorted them, but we knew then that the banks were going to collapse because we were watching the bond market, and then we were watching our color-coded chart, which follows the money. When you work both of those together, you got the best combination. I'm telling you, you really do. And we'll teach you how to do that. And now what we did on the 22nd last week, Thursday and Friday, I said, you know what they're going to do? They're going to start rotating money out of the tech stocks because they had to push those tech stocks above the 200-day moving average, the Qs, because they know if they made a new low, we'd go down, test October lows. So that's what they did. They engineered those tech stocks to go up. How do you do that? By making sure yields go down. So they buy treasuries. That's what they're doing. Now what they're doing is turning around and if you look at the bond market, if you look at the yields, instead of the yields going down, the yields are going up. And now they're rotating to push the banks back up. So it's like it's like this little guy sitting there with levers like a bulldozer. Let's see. Let's now push up tech. Okay. Now we'll switch over and we'll push up the banks, and we'll take tech. Let that come down. It's like somebody's sitting there with a lever. And when you have a market that's being controlled, okay, by the Federal Reserve using the bond market, you know this market's going to make huge new lows. Okay, this market is not being driven anymore by earnings. Nobody cares about earnings anymore. Not driven by stock buybacks anymore. Okay, because you can't do stock buybacks because the money's too expensive. Remember, the whole market rally in tech from 2008 to 2022 November was all having interest rates, the Fed rate, the rate at which the Federal Reserve charges their banks and their banks charge their customers. When it was zero money, the stock buybacks, oh my God, they're like kids in a candy store. Keep buying their own shares, keep buying their own, and stock went up. They didn't care what they paid for the stock. They didn't care about the ratios. They could care less if they're paying too much. Why care? If you have zero money, they're just going to keep going up and up and up, and that's what they did. But that all stopped on the 20th, okay, on 22nd of November. Because the inflation was so huge, they had to stop. So now, if you know what you're doing, you could be making money, okay, in these swing trades. And then hopefully the swing trade will turn over to a position trade. Where a swing trade is a trade that you're in 3, 4, 5 days. Position trade, you're in 3, 4, 5 months. So these banks that are going up now, they're all swing trades. The trends are still down big time. The money's still flowing out of these things. All that's pushing these banks up today is short covering. That's all, just short covering. It's just rotation, short covering. And if you know that, you can make money and you'll be prepared when they stop, turn around, and you short them on the way back down. All right, but here's the thing that's really important to know. If you really take a look at everything, what's going on, what's really going on, the Federal Reserve has a major problem facing them. In trying to fix this economy, they're in trouble. They're in big trouble. Because it's not so much, the budget deficits are horrible. By lying to us, they started that $6 trillion budget deficit, and they lied and said, well, our budget of $6 trillion will pay down our $1.8 trillion deficit. No, it won't. It didn't do it in 20, didn't do it in 21, didn't do it in 22, didn't do it in 23, and now we're going 24. It's not going to do it again. So they just lied. But here's the problem. It's not so much the problem we have with the budget deficits that are causing higher interest payments, or that the inflation that we have from the Biden omnibus bill, which is killing us, I mean, that is killing us. It's killing the middle class, okay? And it's not, but even though, okay, the omnibus bill is horrible, the American Rescue Plan is horrible, that's caused inflation, which is horrible. The problem with inflation, remember, our incomes and our savings are less valuable. Families now have $4,000 less in their pocket than they had a year ago because of this inflation. Yes, as I said, the omnibus bill is ridiculous and crazy, and what they got in it. I mean, think what they did with that omnibus bill. $750,000 fire alarm for the opera in New York City. $3 million for the LGBTQ, lesbian, gay, heterosexual, whatever we call it, transgender, queer museum. $3 million for that. $200 million for the Gender Equity and Equality Action Fund. This is the omnibus bill. Look what's in this thing. Are you kidding me? The $7.5 million for studying the domestic radicalization phenomenon. Did you get this? Oh, and $3.6 million for Michelle Obama hiking trail. Give me a break. This is what's in these bills, omnibus bill. It's all social. It's all social programs, right? And then the American Rescue Plan. I mean, how ridiculous was that? I mean, the checks they're giving, all the $1,400 checks, then the child tax credits, and these two programs called monster inflation. Ridiculous, stupid. But here's the point I'm making. It's still not the problem. That's not the problem. American Rescue Plan, not the problem. The Inflation Reduction Act, not the problem. Remember the Inflation Reduction Act, what they do with that money? They weren't reducing inflation. They built 2 ski areas. You and I gave them $2 million for one ski area, $2 million for another ski area, $2 million for a golf course. And this was, what's his name's deal? Buttigieg, his favorite project. $50 million for these electric ferry boats. $50 million. Part of the Transportation Department. Buttigieg, whatever the hell his name is. I mean, are you kidding? $50 million on a bird sanctuary. But that's still not the problem. You know what the problem is? Why they can't fix any of this? We could fix all of this, but we can't. All the things that they've done to blow this economy up, and we're going to have the biggest crash ever. We're going to take out the October lows, maybe a month, 2 months, who knows, but it's going to happen. The major problem we have is this. We can't fix it because the dumb arses that Biden put around himself. This is the biggest problem we have. He has dumb arses around himself. Some of the worst people. Now, I'm not talking about if they're gay or what. I'm talking about qualification. They have no qualification. I mean, think of the people. If remember, this whole inflation started with shutting down the XL pipeline and shutting down Anwar. That's where all it started. And guess who's giving the advice? Guess who's giving him the advice to shut all this oil stuff down? I mean, a real dumb arse. And when I get back, I'll tell you who it is. That's our problem. You can't fix it when you got these people in there.
Want more information on this show? Go to Gang. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grandy.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. clarity, good information, and fun.
Easter eggs can be hidden treasures that are fun to discover by chance. But finding financial Easter eggs in the stock market takes experience. Secure your future with smart financial guidance from Phil Grandy. Now is the perfect time to have peace of mind when investing at philsgang.com.
We give you the truth, the direction, and that's what you need. Listen to me on my radio show each day and also on my Rumble and YouTube channel podcast. philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this. But it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here. And it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
There's a lot of noise out there in the financial world. Bank failures, interest rates, bonds versus stocks. It's a lot. That's why it's important to find a voice of reason that can guide you through these volatile times. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com is where you can find honest, helpful guidance to successful investing.
Get the knowledge and understand how the market really works.
And for a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
You got the Fed chair saying effectively one thing and the Treasury Secretary effectively saying something else. I think the technical term is that's not good.
That's what I want to find out. I want you to tell me the names of the fellas on the St. Louis team. I'm telling you, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third. Do you know the fellas' names? Yes. Well, then who's playing first? Yes. I mean, the fellow...
Secretary Yellen, made millions giving speeches for some of these same big banks between her time at the Fed and the Treasury. Good for her. I hope to, if I leave this job, go get rich giving speeches too. But there is a bad look to that, is there not? Especially if those banks end up getting bigger.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, there's a bad look to it. It's never going to change. This is what I'm saying before the break. We can't fix these problems they created. We can't fix the problem that was created from American COVID from the Inflation Reduction Act, which didn't. If you talk about building a ski area, a golf course, an electric ferry boat, and that's called inflation reduction. I don't know how you get inflation reduction. You can't fix these things. They are fixable, but not when you hire dumb arses. Now think about, you're sitting there at a cabinet meeting, and you have a moron, a dope like Deborah Haaland. She's the Secretary of Agriculture. And then you have the idiot, the dope from Michigan, the Michigan governor, Granholm. Now let's think about this for a minute. Who are these two people? They control the oil, our energy, and they're both dopes. First of all, let's talk about Granholm. Of the 50 U.S. governors in this country, she was ranked out of the 50. She's right on the bottom, number 5. She's the 5th worst governor in the United States. But they named her to the Secretary of Energy. She has no experience in energy, and she was the worst governor of the 50 governors. She got named the worst governor, one of the 5 worst governors. Also, Granholm. She had the 2nd highest unemployment rate in the country, Michigan. She had the lowest rate of attracting new residents. She had the 5th highest rate of foreclosure. This is when we had a GDP of 6% and things were doing good. Her state, she was crushing her state, running into the ground when we had a GDP of 6%. She settled her state with debt and deficits. That's why she got along with Biden. That's why she was chosen, because she buried her state in Michigan with debt and deficits. High inflation comes from that. High interest rates come from that. Low economic growth comes from that. And that caused Michigan to have less money to invest in its future, the same problem we have in our country. But Biden hires this person, no experience in oil or in energy. Can you imagine they're sitting at the desk? He becomes president. Now he's got to pick his cabinet. He says, oh, who's this? Oh, this is a good one. This is Governor Granholm. Well, give me her background. Well, she was named one of the worst governors in history of the United States. Number 5. She's with the 5 out of 50 governors. She's on the list number 5. She's terrible. She drove Michigan into a gutter. She destroyed Michigan. Instead of creating incentives for businesses and individuals to increase productivity, so to increase revenues, so to reduce her state's deficits and debt, what did she do? She raised personal income taxes on individuals, income taxes on people and corporations. 23%. That was her answer. What's Biden doing? Same thing. Rather than raising more revenue and narrowing the deficits. And this resulted in an exodus of productive citizens who were productive in small business. They all got out of the state. Isn't this amazing? Isn't this amazing? And here's what she did. Despite the budget deficits, despite the state was broke, what did she pass? She put in a bill that would allocated $38 million of public funding to pay for Michigan students. Every student in Michigan would get an iPod. Now, can you imagine you're sitting there and you're the president and you're picking your staff, your cabinet, and someone gives you that information? You may hate Trump. You think Trump would hire him? Hire her? Are you nuts? Nobody would hire her. She's a dumb arse. How are you going to fix this problem when you have people like that? Then, this is the one I love. Now you got Secretary of not Secretary of Energy, the Secretary of Agriculture. She's in charge of all the oil leases. She's dumber than the other one. Now, let me tell you her background, because I was from South Dakota. She protested through the Dakotas when she was young. I mean, she was a violent protester. Matter of fact, where I lived in South Dakota, I won't get into it. Very violent. So she's the one that stopped the pipeline in North Dakota. One of my friends is in business up there. She's in the oil business. She stopped it. So she got into the cabinet because she hates oil and oil pipelines. So the president said, "Oh, there, okay, we're going to take her." Does she have any experience in the oil industry? Oh, no, don't need that. Just like the guy they're picking for the FAA, right? Imagine sitting at the meeting. They say, "Well, give me his background. Let me have his background." Well, let's see. His background's pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. He what he did is he managed all the restaurants at the at the airports. The restaurants, just the restaurants. Yeah, he managed all those. Hire him. He's qualified. Yeah, this guy is really qualified to run the airports. Yeah, he's qualified. Hire him, and then we'll hire Granholm, who was one of the 5 worst governors ever. Knows nothing about oil, nothing about energy. Is a total moron. This is our problem. See, you could take any intelligent cabinet and we could fix these problems overnight. We could stop the Inflation Reduction Act, which didn't reduce inflation. That's what they do with these names. We could fix all this, but that's why I'm telling you, for God's sake, please, just like I told my members when we shorted the banks, and we were early, and we shorted them, and we made good money shorting the banks. Now they turned around and they wanted to rally the tech stocks because they didn't want them to go through the 200-day moving average. We were early. We bought the tech stocks. We knew exactly when to buy those tech stocks. Between understanding the bond market and our Pro 2 color-coded chart, we bought the tech stocks perfectly. And now we switched over to buying the bank stocks. First we shorted the bank stocks. Now we decided let's go buy them long. We'll buy Citi, we'll Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America. Buy 1 or 2 of those because we knew the bank stocks would go up. Because all you have to do is understand the bond market. We can teach you the bond market in the first 10 days. When you're done, it's free. It doesn't cost you a cent. You'll understand how the bond market works. That with your color-coded chart. So even if you don't stay with us after 10 days, you'll be a hell of a better investor than you ever would when you started. Believe me. It didn't cost you a penny. All we hope is that if you leave us in 10 days with that knowledge and you start making money with the knowledge we gave you, please help St. Jude. I think that's a fair deal, don't you? Okay, so please do that. So join my gang. Go to my site, philsgang.com, where it says Get Started. Right next to it, it says How Pro 2 Works. Please hit that video. Pro 2 works beautiful, okay? And when you take the Pro 2 and you take an understanding of the bond market, combine them both, you're going to always do very, very well. Very, very well. So if you go back and listen, there's no bottom in this market. Stop listening to these people tell you there's a bottom. No, there's no bottom. We're going to go right through that October low so fast. There's no bottom. Because for the same reasons, the market dropped 38% from November, okay? And remember, it went down 38% in November of 2022. Remember, it's been 67 weeks, and we still haven't recovered. Remember, we recovered everything. We recovered everything on the 2018. Remember the 2018 drop? We covered all that in about 13 weeks, and then we covered everything we lost in 2020 in 5 weeks. We're almost 70 weeks. We haven't even recovered anything yet. I am telling you, please join my gang, and you're going to do just fine. You don't care if the market goes up or down, you're going to do fine. Okay? Check it out.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.